Hi there, I'm boring, so here's how to make a time machine. Step 1. Acquire pickles, quantity 2. Step 2. Locate shelf. And number 3. Optionally locate Bulgarian science juice, for sciencing. Place pickle 1 on top of the shelf and pickle 2 below, and there you have yourself a time machine. Pickle 1 is now moving faster than pickle 2. Now you may be thinking, when did they escape an asylum? But I promise you it makes sense. Kinda. You see, for most of the time, we people thought that everyone sees time the same. And now we know that is all wrong because of this guy. Don't think you've heard of him. He's a small scientist, mathematician person, I don't know. But his name's Einstein. His favourite pastime was rolling up Nobel Prizes and smoking them. Okay, I think we're done with most of the plagiarism. I mean, technically it's all plagiarized. It's science. I'm just saying what scientists and quacks on the internet have been saying. Anyway, in 1915, Einstein knew that all light travelled at the same speed in all reference frames. Now I know it's like light, no matter where your speed is relevant to it, light will always be travelling away from you at 3 million meters per second. That's some speed. I had no idea. Right, okay. So, now for the interesting part. How is this time travel? How are the pickles time traveling? Well, I'll explain to you that now. Woo! Time traveling is pretty simple. I mean, you're doing it right now. By watching this video, you're already 1 minute 34 seconds into the future, which is time travel, basically. You're just moving through time. I know. But that time travel's boring. Like, if you had some twins, you could put, like, as their children, obviously. Why would you do this to an adult? Anyway, you'd put one of the infants inside a rocket ship and send them into space at 99% the speed of light. And when they come back, their twin would be middle-aged, or old, or dead. And the infant will still be an infant. We've known for over a century now that time and space are two parts of one space-time. And the faster you move, the slower time will pass for you. If you took an 80-meter walk, you would be 3 femtoseconds younger than your friend who stayed at home. But before you took that walk, you would have to stand up. You're now further from the Earth, and so gravity is a tiny bit weaker for you. This means you've travelled through time relative to anyone who's sitting down or below you. This means Pickle 1, which is further than the Earth, is travelling faster than Pickle 2, which is closer to the Earth. It may only be a small difference in time, but it is a difference. Now, you may still be wondering why I was talking about light in the first part. Einstein thought of this crazy thing. So he found that if you were going up really quick and you were in a room and you stood one side with a torch and shone it into a wall in front of you, the light would curve. Why? Because the floor of the room would be rushing upwards at ever faster speed the light was propagating across the room, since the room was accelerating upwards at 9.8 meters a second. He thought this was crazy because on Earth it would just shine forwards because it appears to be the quickest way for the light to travel. Einstein thought this wouldn't be right because it would violate the principle of equivalence. So what was happening? Well, Einstein soon figured out that maybe the light was taking the shortest route going curved. You see, on Earth, getting from one place to another will never be a straight line because of the curvature of the Earth. So the shortest path is always curved. So maybe gravity somehow causes the curvature of space itself. He hypothesized that in space, perhaps a straight line is not the shortest path between 2 points, and that perhaps the presence of mass and energy, space somehow becomes curved, so that the shortest path that light can take is a curved path.